What's up, everybody? Cigar Sherpa Laird Mayhew back with another cigar review, and today I've got the Romeo y Julieta Reserva Real Nicaragua in Robusto. Stay tuned.
I can smoke stogies in my house, first of all, because her father introduced me to stogies, and second of all, because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want. I don't have to find a hideout place like you.
All right. Welcome back to another installment here at Cigar Sherpa. I, of course, am your host, Laird Mayhew, and if this is your first time here at the channel, hit the subscribe button. And if this is your first time here, make sure you go back and check out, go to the Cigar Sherpa page and check out all of the reviews. If this ain't your first time here, welcome back. As always, today I am pretty freaking excited about this cigar. This is the AJ Fernandez Rafael Nodal mashup. Okay, let me just try to put my thoughts in order here. Two of my favorite blenders collaborating on one of my favorite cigars. Now, it's not going to be the same cigar, obviously, but one of my favorite cigars of all time is the Reserva Real by Romeo y Julieta, or as I'm going to pronounce it, Romeo and Juliet. It's made in the Dominican Republic. It's got a Connecticut shade wrapper grown in Ecuador, so it's an Ecuadorian Connecticut shade grown wrapper. And it's got Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers, I believe, or is it Dominican fillers? I don't remember. Today we're reviewing the Nicaraguan version of that cigar, the Romeo and Juliet 1875 Reserva Real, Nicaragua. Okay, Nicaraguan puro. So they've just totally flipped the script on this. So it's supposed to, the original Reserva Real is a light to medium body, but it's really a medium bodied cigar once you get about halfway through it. This one's going to be on the other side. It's going to be medium to full. Never smoked it. First time was visiting my friends up in Selma, North Carolina at the JR's outlet up there, which if you happen to be driving down I-95, you want to stop at the JR store. Now, right now, the whole place under the cigar store is intact, but the whole complex it sits in is under construction, and it's going to be a world-class food mall. If you don't know what a food mall is, imagine a food court but with fine dining, and I'm excited about it. But I usually shoot up there at least twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month, and sometimes, especially during the wintertime, I go up there about once a week, and it's always fun going up there because I can kind of walk in and not know what I want. And, the people there are very friendly and very knowledgeable. And the last time I was up there, they brought it to my attention that they just picked up the cigar that dropped in March. So I guess it was I've had it for about 3 weeks now, maybe a month. So it was new at the time, with the whole COVID-19 stuff, things were delayed. But so I grabbed it, and I am excited to smoke it. It is constructed beautifully. It has got a milk chocolatey, oily, smooth wrapper, and the construction is great. The cap is put on there flawlessly. There's not a vein, like a prominent vein. There's veins, of course, it's tobacco leaf, but it is not very coarse or very rough. It's dense, but it's soft at the same time. It's just beautifully constructed. I don't know how the damn thing tastes, but they've already knocked it out of the park with the construction. Smell, I'm picking up a nice barnyard and cocoa, okay? Barnyard and cocoa. Since when does that smell good? But if you get into cigars, and the more you delve into them, you'll realize that manure smell, that barnyard smell, it'll start to get you excited about smoking a cigar when you smell it. Barnyard cocoa, and I want to say there's maybe a little spice on there. There's a little sweetness in the smell that I'm really digging. It has got a very large double cap. Okay, I was expecting a triple cap, but it's double cap. Put on there beautifully. The band, and I'm not really into bands. I don't do reviews on that. I mention them every now and then. It's basically the same as the original Reserva Real. It's just in blue and gold, embossed, very nice. So we've already covered that. We know it's a Rafael Nodal, AJ Fernandez mashup. We know it's a Nicaraguan puro. I don't know exactly what the types of tobacco, just because it comes from Nicaragua, there's all different types of tobacco. So I don't really know. I looked, not a whole lot of information out on here. I couldn't even find a review on it. Sometimes I check out and see, make sure I'm not doing the same review, but there's only so many cigars. So of course other reviewers are out there that are gonna review the cigar, and they just may not do it as good as we do here at Cigar Sherpa. I'm just kidding. There's a lot of good reviewers out there, and I'm fans of a few of them. Anyway, I'm going to give this thing, I think I'm going to hole punch it if I can find my hole punch. Where is my bullet? Is it in my trusty Cohiba box? You know I've got that Sector 7 ballistics bullet, and I can't find it. I don't know where it's at, but I'll find it. I'll give it a punch or a cut and a light and come back and tell you what I think about it. Stay tuned. All right. I just lit it up, and what happened, I did the light up, and I started to go into my thoughts and everything, and I got tongue-tied, okay? And I was going to let it roll, but, you know, we try to be professional here, and I'm not very snazzy with the editing and looping and all that crap, so I just kind of do these things in one take, or usually I do 1, 2, 3. I do about 5 takes, and then I merge them together, so I only get one shot at this, so forgive me for the whole you not seeing me light it up. I lit it up about 3 minutes ago, and right away from the light up, I've got a nice milk chocolate. When I say milk chocolate, I don't mean like a nuance. Like, it tasted like milk chocolate, like the Nestle's Quick kind of milk chocolate. It was very faint, and it was very quick, but it was hey, like kind of like Quick. Quick's a chocolate milk, right? But after that kind of faded away, and this, I mean, it didn't really fade away, but it kind of took a back seat. The leather notes in the cigar and the black pepper and the retrohale, and it's very, very good. Very smooth. It's not very harsh on the palate. It's very light. At this point, it's very light bodied, okay? But with the powerful chocolate notes and the earthy and the pepper. So I'm going to come back in the first third, or more into the first third, and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. We are we are in the first third and damn near to the second third of the cigar. And it is burning beautiful. Again, not razor sharp. I don't know. Again, I've always said this. I think I smoke them too fast. But this is a damn good cigar. It's very complex. You know, I'm all over the place. I mean, I'm writing notes down I think I've got every tasting note nuance that I know of. And I'm writing it down, then I'm scribbling it out. So here, as the cigar develops, this very sweet spice, like cinnamon spice, comes in, but it's almost like syrupy. It reminds me of like cinnamon syrup. I know that sounds weird, but that's just what came to mind. So it started off with that nice light milk chocolatey flavor. The black pepper was there and had a leathery note. That leather note kind of pops in and out. It kind of, in the first third, it kind of leaves almost a metallic-y taste on the tongue. But that goes away as the spice comes into it. And when I say spice again, I mean like that syrupy cinnamon flavor nuance. And then also popping in and out is a nice cedar. So there we go with the sweet cedar again. And like I said, it's just burning good. The draw is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and ash that. I let it hang on for you guys out there because I know a lot of people are all about that ash, you know. I can't find anything about this cigar. I always like to... that was good. I always like to take my taste and notes and compare them to what's being written about them. And half the time, like I read a lot of these articles and I can see, I guess, where they're picking up some of these nuances, but sometimes they're so far out in left field that I'm like, you know, I don't know what spoiled vanilla tastes like. And I don't know the difference. Really, a dried fruit is dried fruit. I don't know if it's, sometimes I'm like, maybe it's raspberry, but currants, and stuff like that, I'm just not, I guess I'm just not that refined. I'm not as good as the other guys. But complex cigar, very rich, earthy, sweet, syrupy flavors. Like, I won't even call them nuances, because again, if you don't smoke cigars and you don't pick up and you're not really tasting or not into it or dismiss nuances and comparisons, you're still going to taste the sweetness. You're going to taste the sugariness here. You're going to taste the cinnamon. You're going to taste the chocolate. And I'm picking up some cedar and some leather. So I am going to shut up, okay? I'm going to actually study this because it's so complex to me that if I wrote down everything, if I showed you, or if I said everything that I wrote down, you'd be like, Laird, that is every cigar nuance you ever mentioned. But good job, guys, because you got me stumped here. I don't know what to say about it, but I'm going to try in the second, third. Stay tuned. All right. We are in the second third, about halfway through the second third. It's burning about the same. Get a little bit of a runoff there, but that's probably me. We're about 25 minutes into this, and it started off with, for me, it started off with a flavor explosion that I just could not pin down. And, you know, it was chocolate, then the spice came in, there was leather, there's a slight earthiness there, it was peppery, and it had a nice silky, like smooth finish. Here in the second third, that's kind of tapered off now. The chocolate's gone. There's little to no earthy flavor to this thing at all. It's mainly leather, spice, and pepper, okay, with a kind of a cedary, woody hint to it. And it's kind of gone flat on me. It's got a metallic-y taste to it on the palate. You know, right when you exhale the smoke and let it out off your palate, it's kind of metallic-y. I'm not a big fan of that. It's got a peppery finish, though. It lingers around in your palate and kind of tingles, and it's got a nice oily finish. Not a bad cigar. It's just, I'm going to go ahead and ash it and touch that up because it's kind of running away on me. I don't want to ruin that. Nice, oily, good mouthfeel. Like I said, the draw is perfect. Good smoke output. It's effortless. Very effortless cigar, and that's what you kind of pay for with a Romeo and Juliet. They're all, you know, they're all constructed. The quality control is very good. I will say this. The original Reserva Real Connecticut, I think it beats this one all day. And is it just me? I don't know. Sometimes I think I've done it before in a review. I'm smoking a cigar and I'm like, man, it reminds me of, it's very familiar. It reminds me of Rafael Nodal. And then I look it up and find out that he's the blender behind it. It seems to me every time I smoke a cigar, and that's why I'm a big fan of his, it's always got like this syrupy sweetness to it. And I haven't smoked all the cigars that he's behind, but particularly the F55s, the Aging Room series, the Nicaraguan, Aging Room Nicaragua, the #1 cigar last year. I had a brain fart, sorry. But very familiar. It's not as heavy as I was expecting. I was expecting it to, they bill it as a medium to full, smelling it and looking at it and observing it and lighting it up with the pepper blast that I got. That kind of leveled off too, as far as in the retrohale. Matter of fact, the retrohale has got like a cooling, it's cool, you know, it's like almost like a mint, but without the mint flavor, kind of the mint sensation. So there you go. It's not as full as I thought it would be. It's dark, like a dark cigar, almost like it's chocolatey still. It's weird. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this one. I'm enjoying it. But I'm here trying to describe it to you, and I'm kind of drawing a bit of a blank. But you're definitely going to get leather. You're not going to miss that. You're definitely going to get that syrupy type. Sweet spice, like a baker spice, but more on the cinnamon side. You're definitely going to get black pepper on the palate, and you're definitely going to get a hint of cedar. But as you're smoking that and you think you've got it nailed down, there's going to be other little nuances that roll in that kind of throw you for a loop. And then sometimes it goes flat. It's weird. And then when they get that cooling sensation, that minty without the flavor mint in the retrohale, it's kind of weird. So I don't know where I'm at with this right now. I will come back in the final third and tell you what I really think about it. So stay tuned. All right. We are in the final third. Okay, I still probably got about 10 minutes I could smoke on this, but I'm going to tell you what. I don't know how to feel about it. I think I'm disappointed, but I'm not sure. It's now kind of reminding me of my absolute most hated cigar, the cigar that I cannot stand the most, a cigar that I can't stomach it, is the 505 Nicaragua by Romeo. Absolute worst cigar, in my opinion. I know some people out there that love it, but most of the people I know agree with me. It's just a very bland cigar. But we ain't talking about that when we're talking about the Reserva Real Nicaragua. And I was excited about it. Rafael Nodal, AJ Fernandez together. Every other mashup that Romeo and Juliet has done, minus the 505, I've been a fan of. The Connecticut, with the Connecticut wrapper, the shade wrapper, grown in Nicaragua. I don't think I've done a review on that, but that is a great cigar. and I will do a review on it because it had some very interesting notes. But this thing started off with a bang. Like it was kind of confusing. It was complex at first, and it was coming in, and it was like there was that milk chocolate, and then there was that pepper spice, and then it comes in that sweet syrupy type, almost like not maple, so like a cinnamon syrup spice, and a little bit of earthiness and leather and cedar. And the second third, it all started to kind of go down, but in the final third here, maybe it's just this cigar. There's still, those nuances are still there. I still kind of have those. There's a slight sweetness to it. But for me, the leather note and the cedar note are too strong. Okay, there's not enough mixed in with it. Okay, I like leather and I like cedar, but when they take the forefront and that's all I'm getting, I'm not really enjoying it. That with that minty type sensation I'm getting on the retro. I'm a retrohaler. Okay, every drag pull of the cigar, every puff, whatever you want to call it, I retrohale. That's where I get most of my flavors from. I'm just not getting anything. It's kind of cooling. It's mint without the minty flavor. There's a little bit of pepper spice coming back in, but it is getting small. Leather, cedar, the complexity is gone. The smoke, though, it's still got a creamy smoke, like a very good smoke output, very good draw, very good smoke feel, if that's a thing. It's made very well. It looks very nice, but it just falls flat. And I hate to say that because, man, I'm a fan of AJ Fernandez, most of his cigars, and Rafael Nodal, I'm a fan of his, but I just don't know what happened here. Maybe I got a couple of these cigars, so I'm gonna give it a day or two. I'm gonna smoke another one and see. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's like a diet flavor. When you drink like a diet Dr. Pepper or a diet Mountain Dew, or Diet Coke's different, but it almost tastes like you're getting all the same flavors of a Mountain Dew, and then do they have Mountain Dew everywhere? I think Mellow Yellow is the regional one, but you're drinking a diet Mountain Dew, you're getting all the same flavors, it's just muted. Okay? So yeah, that's what I'm going to say about this cigar. I'm on the fence about it. If I had to rank it out of 10, I would probably put it at about a 4, maybe a 4.5. Started off really good. I'm disappointed. But what can you do? You can't like them all, and that's just my opinion. If you guys have some, I would recommend picking up one and trying it, because you may like the heavy leather and cedary type notes that are there. You may like that cooling sensation. It's now picking up here towards the end, kind of a citrus peel, which if you follow my channel, I'm not a fan of. To me, it just kind of fell flat. So I'm going to end the review here, and that's all I can say about it. I'm sorry, AJ. I'm sorry, Rafi. I don't know if this definitely, whatever. It's my opinion. So, Cigar Sherpa Laird Mayhew reminding you to be polite to everybody that you meet, but always have a backup plan in case you got to shoot me in the face. And I'm out.